So do you think the stock market just crashes on its own accord, that nothing is intentionally causing it to collapse on certain days? Or do you think that it's completely manipulated, that all those thousands of people that commit suicide because they lose money, you think that it might be done on purpose by people that could care less? Well, let's review the last three big stock market collapses in our nation's history, and or crashes, and we're all collapses, but let's review these dates and see if we can notice anything interesting here. This first one will be the original stock market crash of 1929. The second one on Monday of 10/19/1987, where they lost 508 points in the stock market. And keep in mind that all three of these, by the way, are on Monday. The third one will be on Monday 9/29/08, the big housing market crash. Now let's look right here, because what I'm comparing the date of the collapse to is the previous solar eclipse. By the way, solar eclipses are not hard to look up. You can go to this website right here, and it says Hermit Eclipse at moonblink.info. Very simple to find a lunar or solar eclipse, but solar eclipses are what they're paired with here in this incidence. Now, so let's go back to the stock market crash of 1929. And like you see, here it is, 5/9. The solar eclipse was on 5/9. Now let's look at the one in 1987, and the solar eclipse was 59 days before that. Isn't that interesting? And by the way, how smart are we? Do we see any similarities between 1929, 929, and 929? I mean, are we smart enough to be able to see that 929 are the same numbers? You know, are we intelligent enough to understand that? You know, and here it is, 59 days, okay, before or after the solar eclipse, and that the solar eclipse here was on 5/9. And oh, by the way, if you go down here and you add the date numerology like this, it's also 5/9. Okay, so now we also see right here that it was on the 301st day of the year. And stock market crash, look at this, is the reflection of that number. Stock market crash is 103, and it's on the 301st day of the year. But I'm sure it's just all just crazy, just coincidence. Oh, and did you notice, by the way, did you see this? Let's see, we had the, here it is, 2,592. Look, multiply the date numerology and equals 2,592. Oh, just like the multiplication date numerology for the 1987 crash too. Isn't that interesting? I'm sorry, the 2008. So, 2592 and 2592 when you multiply the numbers and the dates. But I'm sure it's just all crazy coincidence. Now, isn't it interesting that in 1987 we had a downturn? Okay, this was a 508-point loss. Okay, and this was in 1987. And then, isn't it just interesting that the word downturn that they used to describe it, downturn, also equals 87, and it was a downturn in the stock market, which is 136. Which, according to the rule of Colel, look at this, rule of Colel says the one digit can be added to or subtracted from the Gematria value of a word without affecting its value. Well, if we see that and then we go back to this date of 10/19/1987, we see, oh, it adds up to 135, one away from 136. Oh. So stock market equals 136, and the date numerology adds up to 135. You notice that Monday is the only day of the week that equals 27, by the way. And all three of these happened on a Monday. Okay. Well, why? Because ritual equals 27? Isn't that interesting? Now, let's see here. We got Monday, 9/29/08, when the housing crisis happened, okay? And wouldn't you notice that it's on the 93rd days left in the year? There's 93 days left in the year on that date. And it was a housing problem. Yeah, and the word housing just happens to equal 93, but I'm sure, again, I'm sure there's nothing to this. We said that 27 days are ritual, equals ritual, right? So let's go back to here in 1987, and we see that the solar eclipse before then was, 27 days before. Isn't that interesting? 27 days before Monday, which equals 27 in 1987. Oh, and then we had this out. I had this outlined a second ago, right here. Oh, it's not trying to outline too many. Well, this 119 right here. Yeah, because 9 plus 23 plus 87 equals 119. Like Black Monday. I mean, look at this. 1019. Take out the 0. What do you have? 119, right? It's pretty easy to see once you start to understand this stuff, pay attention a little bit. And I mean, it's just Gematriator.com. It's a calculator, I mean, you can look up the Gematria values or the dates on the same site. Anybody can do this. It's not like you have to be a rocket scientist or anything. I mean, this is simple stuff, folks. So yeah, I would say it's fair to say they manipulate it, wouldn't you? Yeah. So all these people who commit suicide, all these people that lose money. Oh, and if somebody's manipulating it, that means somebody can benefit from it, doesn't it? So wouldn't you imagine that the people who are benefiting from it also are the people who are probably setting it up for it to crash, or know the people who are setting it up to crash? These are logical ideas that maybe we should try to figure out who's doing what and why. So we can put the blame right there where it belongs. 1987, there's 73 days left in the year during that 508-point loss. And then on Monday, 9/29, is the 273rd day of the year. Isn't that interesting? So, well, we know they're doing it, and now it's time to start naming names. It's time to start pointing at the people who are doing this. So let's do our research. Let's find the people who are causing this stuff to happen, and not just shout out, Illuminati. It's not that simple, okay? Let's find out the people who know. Let's find out the names. Let's point fingers, because it's obvious. We can see that they're contriving this, that they're doing it on purpose. It's time for that American Revolution, wouldn't you say? How many millions of people have lost fortunes because of these contrived collapses that are done on purpose? Yeah, wouldn't you say that it's time we stand up as a country and do something about it, finally? I think it is. Don't you? Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.